Hey guys, Dante here, and welcome back to my channel, The Burger Art. And once again, welcome back to Inktober. Today is the 17th. Today's theme, today's prompt is Storm. I have a pretty basic idea of what I want to do. So let's jump right into it now that everything's all situated. Mute that for a second. Alright, good. We've got some background music playing. So my idea for Storm is pretty straightforward, especially after watching Young Frankenstein. Since we are still dealing with a mad scientist lab kind of theme, so just gotta think about how I want to situate the scene, how I want to lay it out. It is a Saturday night, and as I mentioned before, nothing's more depressing than being home on a Saturday night. Welcome to the world of Corona. But hey, I have you lovelies to watch my stream, hopefully in the not too distant future, if not now. So thank you for joining me. So first things first, I want to go ahead and put a man in like an exaggerated mad scientist outfit, with the high collar and the strong shoulder pads. It's alive! It's alive! I want to get kind of an upward angle, if I could get it right. Similar to the last picture, he's gonna have big old honking rubber gloves. Oh, I tapped the camera. Sorry about that. just kind of I forget the father's name from Vader Zim. It was some kind of scientific pun. I forget his name, but the Dibs, like, absolutely absent father who's like, oh, study of alienism science. Has no idea what he's talking about half the time. Kind of mad scientist here. It's kind of like buzzed, just all up and all over the place. Kind of similar to the last drawing, we're going to have this platform of mechanical bits holding it up in the air. trying desperately not to get this curve of the wires incorrect as it wraps around itself. So it's all upward, like this bottom half is just nothing. But we're gonna have ourselves some kind of creature on the table. Typical like mad scientist creature. Big old freaking boots. It's like, ah. And then we'll do the storm in a minute. I just wanted to get like these fine details. Justified. So that sounds like a Mel Brooks scene. Just midway through him raising his hands, the camera pans to the right, and it's just like an entire like Southern black choir just justified. Oh, that would have been good too. If the theme wasn't what it is for this year, I should have done Spirit Magic Helmet, Spirit Magic Helmet, Spirit Magic Helmet. It's a classic. All right. Smog! All right. So I'm doing shadow here, so maybe the light should be coming this way. You know, as much light as you get from a thunderstorm anyway. Just the under half. The ruler's okay, man. It's just a stupid like soft foam under half of it. I prefer metal rulers. I hate like cheap wooden ones where the freaking metal thing comes out and it just, or like you use a and the thing is, don't forget the metal beam on a wooden ruler is only on one side. So let's say I'm using the dreaded metric system and I go to use an X-Acto knife and it just cuts right into the cheap balsa wood. The gigawatts, Marty. The gigawatts. Actually, got a little. I got like internally angry. I was watching. There's a toy review I watch. Basically, just less than toy review, but more like showcase. You know, basic. There's a toy. There's how it looks. I like this toy. I don't like this toy. It doesn't really give much further detail than that. And he does Transformers, and he was talking about the crossover one they did for Transformers Back to the Future. So they did one for Ghostbusters already. So this is the Back to the Future one they just released. That, of course, sold out instantly. And it's a DeLorean. And the box, it says, it is spelled correctly as gigawatt. But anyone who's ever watched the movies, would know that it's not pronounced that way in the movies. It's pronounced quote-unquote incorrectly, depending on how you Google it, as not gigawatt, but as gigawatt, with a J sounding. So the reviewer, the entire time, he's showcasing this DeLorean that turns into a Transformer, whose name is spelled gigawatt, but since he admits he's not a huge Back to the Future fan, he's a Transformer fan, he keeps calling the character Gigawatt and says, this is the new Back to the Future Transformer crossover. His name is Gigawatt. And the entire time I'm like screaming on the inside, like it's not what you call him. It's not. It's an inside joke, but I guarantee you that is not what you call the character. Okay, am I getting messages? I don't know. I'm getting something on my phone all of a sudden. Okay. It's the fam trying to send me texts. When I tell my immediate family, the one who like literally just lives right near me. Just a reminder, I can't answer text messages or phone calls when I'm streaming. I would do it every day, all of October, every single day, and they forget. I'm like, come on, people. I mean, a text is one thing; it just kind of beeps and you guys hear it over the stream. But it gets worse when I'm like, don't try and call me. If you ring my phone might freak out and stop recording. I feel like I'm freaking Shrek from I think it was the second movie. I don't know which movie. Either second or third movie, where his father-in-law is dying. So he wakes up middle of the night and he says, "Someone better be dying." And it turns out he is. Don't worry, I got plenty of freaking backup rulers. See, that's another funny thing. Like, I would love to see like a mad scientist like skit where they go through all this dramatic reveal as the machine raises the creature high into the sky and the wind begins to blow. And it has to be one of those scenes where it's obviously like a mannequin. Like it's obviously a dummy. Just in the distance, the freaking as the wind blows, it's just whoop. It just flies off into the distance. Think about all those documentaries where they're trying to prove that like people who live near power lines, like whether or not the power line is emitting something dangerous, some kind of like a form of radiation, I guess you could call it. And I just wonder like how much of that is paranoid, how much of that is true, because it's freaking electricity. And as of right now, electricity is the cleanest option we have to power. Um, So never mind trying to get rid of the oil companies, trying to trying to tell Con Ed, turn down, remove these power lines. It's like, oh, good luck with that. Now here's the thing. I could draw it right here for you guys to see. A lightning bolt. You have your standard like Pikachu lightning bolt, right? That's that right there. But like real lightning, it like shoots in all directions. It scatters. And I feel I should get some reference for that. So I'm gonna quickly switch away from my secondary device, that is, because I need to look up a nice shot of like a thunderous skyline. Let's see what I can find. So for a split second, I cannot see the chat, so we'll see what happens. Thunder, lightning, Very frightening. Let me see. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. If you think about it, it's kind of like, in a way, it's kind of like veins. It breaks off in different areas. You know, you have the main bolt, and you have these little strings that breaks off. It's a cow in the far distance or something. It kind of swells on top in the clouds. I had a bunch of black background to make it stand out more. Alright, let's get back. Let me switch over back to Twitch app, see what's going on. Just a little toasty, right? Strikes the body, just makes it a little toasty. Which sailor scout is it? Sailor Venus? No, is it Venus? Or is it Neptune? I forget which one. The tallest of the Sailor Scouts, who I think shoots lightning. That's like her main gimmick. She like, I know of her because people love the fact that you have this like tall girl among all like the petite looking Sailor Scouts, and the fact that her gimmick is that from her little tiara an antenna pops out, which then causes great lightning bolts. It's like Energizer Bunny version of like Wonder Woman. Just a little antenna comes out of her tiara. Oh, so Marvel. You'll be happy to know that just in the back of my head, I've been thinking a lot lately of Mumble Grumble. And for those of you who have no idea what that is, Mumble Grumble was a kind of one-shot character I did for a comic I did, like a 10-page comic, like my first attempt at like doing a comic. Looking back at it, the comic needs a lot of work. It needs to be redrawn. He was a one-shot character, kind of anti-boogeyman. And I've been thinking about him a lot. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do like a full-on story. But in terms of like anthologies, like just the misadventures of this creature that protects children and stuff. Like it's been in my head. So yeah, I've been thinking about that. So I maybe I should sketch up or at least write down a lot of these ideas I have, because they're all like silent concepts. Like, there's no real dialogue in the comics. There's no set antagonist. It's really just He shows up, stops evil from hurting children in various ways. Like he's whatever the evil itself is. When I say various ways, and yeah, I have been mentally returning to it, which I know you're dying for me to do. Lightning. Thank you for the applause, Mr. Thomas. That's the wrong pen. Toasty. Just adding a little bit of, just a little darkness, a little more darkness to the back end to kind of get that dramatic lighting. Like the lightning's in front of him, so I want to build up just a little bit more cross hatching. Alrighty then. About 15 after. Like originally, like I was doing these long streaks this way to kind of symbolize a darker sky, but they also come off kind of like they're meant to be rain. Like it comes off as both in a way. These weird streaks. I'll just leave it at that. I could do like a cross hatching to really darken the sky, but then it'll just be kind of like muddy and lost. But I do want to do this though. I'm gonna darken this little rope right here. This way you can actually see it among all the streaks. Oh, so get this. One of the artists I follow, crud, who was it? Today's Storm. One of the artists I follow, in his recent drawing, crud, was it Jolly Jack? I gotta look it up. One of the artists I follow for Rocket. No, it wasn't Jolly Jack. Forgive me. There's an artist I follow on Twitter, and he does almost every day a short animation in black and white, no sound. Almost every day he does an animation. He has like certain set characters, and sometimes it's just animation for the sake of it. And he's doing it for Inktober. Like he's doing animation almost every day for Inktober. And his video is just this funny little video of Rocket taking off really dramatically, and you know, it's just a really cute little video of this rocket dramatically taking off and going on a little space travel. But the rocket on it says Rocket 37. So just how like. When was it when I introduced the name 37? Okay, so 37, I introduced the idea, here we go. It was when I combined the third and the fourth for section 37. So lab 37, this is, and then from there we kind of continued it. And some of the drawings, yeah, 37, let me see, 37. Yeah, and some of the drawings I still label it as Project 37. Here we go, 37 on the helmet of the rocket. So yeah, just the fact that I was like, wait a minute, I just pulled that number out of my ass. How the hell is someone else freaking using number 37 as like in the rocket video, in their rocket animation? I don't know. I just find it really, really entertaining. For now, we'll label it as Great Minds Think Alike. So let's just mark this off for tonight. Inktober 2020. Today is the 17th. And the prompt is Storm. And you know what? I'll go with the curve of his jacket when I write my name on the side. So, there we go. The Burgos art. Yeah. Testify indeed. Testify indeed. Let me see if I can bring it to the camera a little bit. So, once again, check out the social media links on the right if you want to see the still images of these. That's Twitter, Instagram, and DeviantArt. In time, all of these will be up on my YouTube channel as well, all of which beneath the Burger Sauce. I think video-wise, I just uploaded number 7, or 8. I'm kind of behind on the uploads, but they're getting up there. But yeah, so check out those links if you want to see these again in the future. And once again, guys, I am Dante. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the future. Later.